All right, welcome everyone. Today we are going on a really special behind-the-scenes tour. We're going to uncover one of the internet's biggest and coolest secrets. It's a place you use every single day, but I bet you've probably never seen it in real life.
So, have you ever stopped to think about it? When you're exploring those amazing worlds in your video games, or just scrolling through millions of videos on your phone, where do they actually exist? I mean, they feel like they're right there with you, but where's their real home?
Well, it turns out they live and are actually built inside these giant secret factories for the digital world. And these incredible places are called data centers. They're the engines that power, well, pretty much our entire online lives.
Okay, let's dive right in. Our tour is going to start a long time ago, back when the very first of these digital factories were just tiny little workshops, barely bigger than a single room.
Yeah, way back in the 1940s, the first factory was really just one huge room, built for one single giant computer. You might have heard of the most famous one, called ENIAC. You can think of it as the great-great-grandfather of today's data centers.
I want you to just picture this. A machine so big it filled a whole room with tons of wires and blinking lights. But it was so slow it could only do one simple math problem at a time. It was kind of like a single craftsman in a workshop, you know? Carefully building one thing before even starting the next.
All right, let's move on to the next stop on our tour and see how things started to change. Because in the 1990s, something huge happened, the invention of the World Wide Web. And our little workshop? It had to grow up fast. See, all of a sudden, it wasn't just a few scientists using these computers anymore. Nope. Millions and millions of people wanted to get online, to send emails, to look at websites. And that little one-room factory just could not keep up, not even close. So the builders came up with a brand new idea, server farms. So instead of one giant slow computer, they packed thousands of smaller, faster computers together inside these huge buildings. It was just like adding an assembly line to the factory. Now you had all these machines working together all at once to get the job done. So in just a few decades, our little factory grew from a single workshop with one giant brain into this bustling building with a busy assembly line, building out the first version of the internet that we all know and love. Now, let's fast forward to today, because these factories, they've completely transformed again. They become these giant, super smart gigafactories, and they're busy building the next big thing, artificial intelligence. And just look at the difference here. I mean, today's AI factories aren't just bigger, they are so much smarter. The old factories, they could only do the math you told them to do. These new factories, though, have brains so powerful they can actually learn new things all by themselves. But all that incredible brain power makes them super thirsty for electricity. Get this, some of these new AI factories need over 2 gigawatts of power just to run. That number is so big, it's almost hard to wrap your head around. So, to put that into perspective for you, 2 gigawatts is more electricity than many cities use, just for one single digital factory. It's a truly mind-boggling amount of energy. And all that electricity means these new AI brains are working so hard they generate a ton of heat. I mean, they get so hot that old-fashioned fans just can't cool them down. They actually need special liquid cooling systems, just like in a race car engine, to keep from, overheated. So, we've seen how the factory itself has grown from this tiny little room into a massive, city-powered campus. But who, or maybe what, is actually doing all the work inside? Come on, let's meet the digital workers. So, there are 3 main types of workers inside every single digital factory. And trust me, each one has a super important job. Without them, nothing would get built, nothing would get stored, and nothing would get delivered. Okay, first up we have the builders. They're technically called servers, and they're the brains of the whole operation. They do all the thinking, all the calculating that, well, builds everything you see online. And the newest, smartest builders are called GPUs. They're specialists, designed for one thing, creating AI. Okay, next up, every factory needs a good warehouse, right? Well, in a data center, we just call this storage. It's like a giant, perfectly organized library that safely holds every single piece of digital information. Every video, every photo, every game file, it all has a spot right here. And finally, you've got the delivery trucks, which we call the network. These are like the super fast highways that connect the warehouse to the builders, and then they deliver the finished video or game from the factory all the way across the world to your screen in less than a second. It's amazing. Now, a factory this powerful and this important, well, it's a very big deal.
So it's probably no surprise that some of the biggest companies in the entire world are in a huge race to build the next generation of these incredible smart factories. So you have companies like Microsoft, Meta, Facebook, and Google. And they are spending billions and billions of dollars to build these absolutely massive AI campuses. And each one has its own special project, like Microsoft building a giant brain for its partner OpenAI, or Meta building a huge factory just to teach its own AI. And Google, they're working on an AI superfactory powered entirely by clean energy.
What this all means is that these factories aren't just getting bigger. Oh no, they're getting ready to build things we can't even imagine yet. The assembly lines of the future are being set up right now.
And this is why all of this matters so much. From video games that feel completely real, to helpful robot assistants, to brand new scientific discoveries, everything digital in your future is going to come from one of these amazing places. They are literally building tomorrow, today.
And that really just leaves us with one final thought. The power in these factories, it's almost limitless. They can create just about anything we can dream up. So my question to you is, if you could command one of these incredible digital factories, what amazing thing would you choose to build?